Hey guys, what's up YouTube? I just thought I'd bring you another commentary today. This one is going to be on a little bit more of a different subject than what I would usually do, i.e. for the example that it's not weird. I know that some people don't really appreciate some of my topics, but this one I believe is something which affects everybody on the internet. It does affect pretty much everyone who has ever downloaded anything pretty much off the internet, and it's, for those of you that don't know what it is, like I didn't get told about this. I didn't really realize what it was fully until earlier on this evening, and it was brought to my attention that this is a really big deal. So I thought, I'm going to go discuss this with YouTube, see what happens, see what people think about it. And for those of you that don't know what SOPA is, it stands for the Stop Online Piracy Act, which is a new act proposed by Congress, I think early in December, mid-December. And this, as the title says, is going to be aiming to stop online piracy, but it's doing it in a more extreme manner than it's ever done before. For example, search engine results of certain websites are going to be completely removed. Those websites might be fully shut down. Internet service providers are going to start blocking websites. File sharing is going to be completely banned. Copyright infringement on websites such as YouTube is going to be a whole more serious deal. And in the real world, it's going to be like extending criminal laws, so that streaming pirated content, when you get caught, could mean up to 5 years imprisonment. Now, obviously, people are not going to be taking this sitting down, so opponents of the act have been saying how this situation opposes free speech and innovation as a result, and this enables law enforcement to block access to entire web domains at their own discretion. Websites like hosting user-generated content such as Vimeo and Flickr, stuff like that, are going to be under threat from the new act, and websites, I believe, Megavideo and FileSonic have already been extremely affected. I think Megavideo has actually been closed down, and FileSonic has been sort of banned from file sharing. On January the 18th, 2012, obviously, around 7,000 smaller websites hosted a complete blackout to sort of protest against SOPA and PIPA, which is the other act, the Protect IP Act. On a Google petition drive, over 7 million signatures were actually connected, and apparently this was the biggest internet protest in history, with almost 115,000 websites altering their content somehow to raise awareness. As an alternative to the SOPA PIPA approach, the Online Protection and Enforcement of Digital Trade, or the Open Act, has actually been sort of considered as a secondary proposal. Opponents claim that any such act would actually effectively cripple the internet. However, confusingly, President Barack Obama was quoted as saying that he will not support legislation that reduces the freedom of expression. So, you kind of got the White House on your side in this one, And an aide inside the U.S. government, or the Congress, the people working alongside this whole proposition thing, stated that this bill does not make it a felony for a person to post a video on YouTube of their children singing to a copyrighted song, for example. The bill specifically targets websites dedicated to illegal or infringing activity. Sites that host user content like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter have nothing to be concerned about under this legislation. Of course, there is a vast amount of opposition standing against SOPA, including internet mass corporations such as Google, Yahoo, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter, eBay, the Mozilla Corporation, and Wikipedia, just to name a few. Even a man named Vint Cerf, or Vint Cerf, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, one of the original founders of the internet itself, is fully against SOPA. The committee within Congress decided the committee within Congress that was deciding whether or not to implement the act was adjourned on the second day of the hearing, and has been decided that they are to continue the debate in early 2012. Apparently, to implement this act, it's going to cost the US government $47 million. However, in my opinion, both SOPA and PIPA are completely ridiculous acts. If we cannot have the freedom to simply share user-generated content with one another, we lose a vast portion of the surface web itself. Copyright infringement would become a much more tighter subject on websites such as YouTube, no matter what they say, which would in turn make it more difficult for the frequent uploaders and users. In terms of file sharing, when it comes to music and movies, hundreds of millions of people are going to be affected. Yeah, I understand this kind of thing does damage the economy somewhat, but I'd rather have that than the uproar that has been literally thrown into the world by US Congress. At the end of the day, even piracy itself is a ridiculous term. Pirates pillage and rob and burn villages, and they like rum. Yeah, the meaning of the word has kind of changed over the past, century or so. But how can anyone seriously refer to file sharing as piracy? Piracy is what happens in places like Somalia when expensive boats are boarded and the occupants are killed and robbed. How many people are killed from a music download? Not a single one. I believe that SOPA should not only be dismissed, but the laws revolving around file sharing and piracy should be weakened. I mean, with the proper amount of control, file sharing can be managed in a smooth, safe manner in which everyone remains happy. I think, to be honest, it's just a bit of a power battle. I mean, the government, the US government, just wants another way to control the general public, even if it costs them in the long run. Seriously. But anyway, that's kind of all I have to say on the subject of SOPA right now, because that's kind of where my research ended. I mean, obviously it's going to be resolved at some point. Maybe they're going to call it in. Maybe they're going to call it off. Who knows? I think with the whole the amount of protesting going on, they seriously cannot proceed. I think it'd be ridiculous to proceed, and it'd be such a bad move by the US government. But I've said my opinion. If you guys have an opinion yourselves, I'll be happy to hear it. So if you want to post a comment or whatever, then feel free to. Thank you for watching this video, guys, and I'll talk to you again soon. Oh, actually, I just started another narration here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this clip play out because there's about 30 seconds left of it, maybe a minute, and it seems like it's stupid to sort of not let you guys see the end of the game, so whatever. Now it's goodbye, guys. Thanks for watching the video.